Welcome to another episode of Classic Rock Reviews Unfiltered! I am your host, Mike Atwater, alongside
Mike Doherty.
And thank you for joining us. You know, the one thing we haven't done, Mike, we just jump right into our guy.
Yes.
Right?
Usually we do.
We don't banter a lot.
No.
Like, how was your week? How was your week this week?
Busy.
Busy?
Busy.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not a lazy butt like you are now, so.
Woo! I took 2 naps today.
What?
Yes.
Wow. It's not Saturday.
It's not, but it's Saturday every day for me.
Wow.
That was really nice. I don't know why.
Why do you hurt me?
I've been very, very tired.
I don't want to hear about it.
So, anywho, we are very excited to do the Doobie Brothers. We actually went to their concert a couple weeks ago in Tinley Park, and it was awesome.
Here's the shirt.
Yeah, he got the shirt, awesome, from his dad. And we did a couple of shorts, so take a look at that when you can.
They went viral.
It did go viral. We got over, 1,000?
Like one of them has over 1,000,
Yeah.
and 2 of them. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So let's ask a question before we start, because we always forget to do that. So
We do.
what is your favorite Doobie Brothers album or Doobie Brothers song? Or do you prefer the Tom Johnston era or the Michael McDonald era? Those are some good questions. And one of those questions actually, some of them will be answered. Because I have a Michael McDonald album, Mike has a Tom Johnston album, so.
yeah, post your comments.
So we're gonna be
We and the dogs are very interested.
Hey!
Yeah, they'll be fun. So let's get down to it.
Let's do it.
This group started in San Jose in 1970. Would you say that their music was more like rock, almost like biker music?
Yeah, I would. I mean, they started like most bands in the 60s. They started as a bar cover band. So they kind of learned all those, all the popular songs from the 60s.
Right.
Which kind of ranged from, rock and roll, kind of like Chuck Berry and stuff, to the Beatles, to soul music, Motown. And, if you listen to their music, you can hear all those influences, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I mean, Tom Johnston, especially early on, he was very instrumental in most of the writing of the music. Tom was the lead vocal from the 71 to 75, 76 iteration. Mm-hmm. And then Michael McDonald from then on in. Patrick Simmons, the other original member, guitarist, been around since the very beginning. Their drummer, John Hartman.
Mm-hmm.
John Hartman. So they only had one drummer at the very beginning, I think, in their first album.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the album I picked, they did the 2 drummers, kind of a la Grateful Dead and Allman Brothers, which is kind of cool. Who else?
Tieran Porter.
And Tieran Porter. He actually came on in my album. That was his first album with the Doobie Brothers. They had a bass. I don't remember the bass player prior to that.
Yeah, he was only on the first album.
Yeah. And then their current iteration, which I think is very cool. Everybody's kind of back. The guys are back. I mean, Michael McDonald is with Johnston and Simmons, and John McPhee is there. They've got Mark Russo is saxophone, and they got Ed Toth on drums. None of their original drummers are with them.
I think they've all passed.
Both passed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what else can we talk about? My notes here. So Tom Johnston, I mean, they were going strong. I mean, arguably, they could have gone on and on if Tom Johnston didn't have health issues on the 75 tour, I think it was. Mm-hmm. He was their lead vocalist in, all the early music, which I'll probably talk about. And then you have Michael McDonald coming in on the tour. Do you want to talk about the story of how on the tour what happened? Oh,
when I talk
later.
about my album, I will. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and it's one of those rare times where the lead singer gets replaced. And they don't miss a beat. Doesn't happen too often. You know, there's a handful of times. AC/DC, Van Halen. Not too often though.
No.
No.
Do you think? Do you think Johnston? Because I mean, yeah, he had health issues there, but he came back on the next album, yours, and I'm sure you'll talk about it. But do you think he was forced out over time because Michael McDonald was such a force vocally?
I don't know. You know, I don't know. He only had one song on my album. I have the Taking It to the Streets album from '76, which is Michael McDonald's first album with the group, and Tom Johnston has one song on it. He sings on two songs.
Do you think that?
I don't know if he got. I don't. It's a good question.
I wonder if he was
I'm not
disillusioned.
Sure.
Like, you know, they were turning
direction.
towards that more soul yacht rock, if you will. And,
I mean, and not only did Tom Johnston have the bleeding ulcers, that's the reason why he, about halfway through I think the '75 tour, the Stampede tour, he had to leave, or near the beginning of the tour, and that's how, and I'll talk about this, but that's how Michael McDonald entered the band, and then they asked him to, you know, stay with the band for the for the '76
right.
album, Taking It to the Streets. And perhaps the reason they asked him to stay is because they heard like the songs that he was writing, which were awesome, and some of their biggest hits. And I mean, that's a good question. If Tom Johnston, what I was going to say is that he said not only was the ulcers, but he was also suffering from kind of exhaustion, which, you know, may or may not have had something to do with drugs and, you know, just being on the road all the time and all that stuff. But he could have also been disillusioned by the band going in a different direction. And I mean, that's a good question. I didn't see anything like that, but I imagine that it probably had something to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to be on good terms now.
1 second. Keep talking.
Yeah.
Come on, go out.
So what we're going to do is we're going to probably, before we talk about our albums, we're going to talk about, or kind of go through some of the albums. I'm sure Mike has some albums that he wants to show. And, you know, this group has grown over time. I mean, like, you know, at the very beginning, I think on their first album, there was only 4 or 5 people. So they really grew as the albums got more and more popular. And so do you have some albums you want to show?
Yeah, I only have 2.
Okay.
I have Minute by Minute, which is from 1978, and this won the Album of the Year from the Grammys.
Yeah, Minute by Minute is What a Fool Believes is on that one too,
Yep.
right? Yep.
And I have Captain and Me.
Great album. Dave was supposed to do this album. Dave is not with us. He's on assignment yet again.
Yes, that was Saskatchewan. Is that where he is?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's up in Canada.
And this is the gatefold of Captain and Me. This is a good album. This has China Grove on it and Long Train Running, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a good album.
Yeah, so they had their original album that came out in '71. I'm doing Toulouse Street in '72. You just showed Captain and Me. Blackwater, which is another one of their great songs, was on What Were Once Vices Are Now Habits.
It's a great title.
It is. It is. It's awesome. And then Stampede, we were talking about '75. That's Take Me in Your Arms, was on that one. Living on the Fault Line was Echoes of Love and You Belong to Me. And then Minute by Minute, we talked about One Step Closer. This is where they were kind of probably on the way out. The title track, One Step Closer, people know that one very well as well.
Yeah. And there was, what's the other one? Real Love? Real Love.
Yeah, Real Love was one. And then they took a hiatus for most of the 80s, probably doing their own stuff. And then came back with Cycles in '89, Brotherhood in '91. Sibling Rivalry, another 9 years. Sibling Rivalry was 2000. World Gone Crazy 2010, Southbound 2014, Liberté 2021, and Walk This Road, which is their current album, just out 2025. Really good album. I've listened to that
really good. I really like
a couple
it a lot.
times, and so much talent. Now they're all in their like mid to late 70s, and they're all collaborating. I think I listened to a YouTube. I don't know if it was a mini documentary on how they didn't really, the direction of the band was directionless in 75 going to 76. They didn't quite know where they're going. Some of the band members may have been a little bit jealous with Michael McDonald's success and changing the sound of the band, to that more yacht rock type sound. And it wasn't called yacht rock back in the day. I think yacht rock's only like 20-year-old term,
Yeah.
term's only like 20 years
But
old.
to me, it's just soul.
It's more, yeah, I think it's more soul.
I mean, that's his style of his voice, his style of piano playing is just soulful. But that's very different from most of at least the hit songs that Doobie Brothers had coming up. If you listen to their deep tracks, they really run the gamut of different styles of music all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know their first album, but from Toulouse Street to Captain and Me. I mean, there's lots of different styles of music on those albums.
Yeah, Simmons.
It's not just all. It doesn't all just sound like Long Train Running or China Grove or anything.
Yeah, Simmons has got a tiny bit of country with the way he plays banjo and acoustic guitar, which is really cool. One thing that happened, and this is kind of a fun little thing that I don't know if people know, but the Doobie Brothers were on the hit show What's Happening back in 1978. I actually ended up watching rerun. That's no pun intended, but I was watching that show again, and they actually played like 3 or 4 songs. It was a 2-part show.
What did
they played like Taking It to the Streets. I have it on my. They played Blackwater, I think. Take Me in Your Arms.
Oh.
An instrumental, I Cheat the Hangman. And then, But it was cool. I mean, they actually probably played about 15, 20 minutes on that show. Cool. The whole part 2.
I've seen it, but not in a long time.
Hey.
I just remember Rerun had a tape recorder that he brought into the concert, right?
Well, he was, they were trying to get tickets to their high school, the high school that Doobie Brothers were showing up, and there was a bootlegger that was overhearing the kids that they didn't have tickets. So the bootlegger said, "Here's 3 or whatever front row tickets if you'll bootleg and tape record the concert." And of course, at the very end, the tape recorder comes out.
Yeah, it was
the
huge.
Doobie Brothers
Huge tape recorder.
are like,
right?
they're actually pretty good actors.
Yeah.
They actually did pretty well. They really did. And then you end up finding out that on the tape recorder, he actually didn't tape anything. It was like something that he might, I don't know if he didn't press play or what the hell.
Or something.
Yeah, or something weird. But it was hilarious. We went to the Doobie Brothers in Tinley Park a couple of weeks ago. Actually got the set list, which was very cool. They played Take Me in Your Arms. That was their opener. They played some songs off their new album, Walk This Road. Their encore was Blackwater, Amazing Grace, Taken to the Streets, and Listen to the Music. I mean, just amazing.
It was a great concert.
You know?
It was really, really good. I knew it was going to be good, but I was, even though I was highly anticipating it, I think it was even better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And I was really excited. I'm a big Michael McDonald fan. I've been a fan of his solo career. And really that's the reason why I wanted to go to this concert, because he hadn't toured with them in, I don't know how many years, 30 years or something?
40 probably.
Yeah, maybe since the, farewell tour of 83 or 82. So I thought that was really cool that you had both, all 3 lead singers represented, it was great. It was really, really fun.
Yeah, their sound was fantastic. They put on a really
They did.
good show.
Their voices sound great.
Yeah, I mean, Michael McDonald was very soulful. Tom Johnston sounded great. Patrick Simmons they all did. They sounded great. They seemed to enjoy each other's company. Although I'm sure that, like I said, I don't think it was always smooth sailing with the group in the 70s. So, all right, well, I guess this is time. Well, Captain and Me, did you pick 4 songs? So did I. So I know Dave doesn't have his top 4, but on the Captain and Me, that's their 1973 album. Or should I do it? Hold on a second. Maybe I should do it.
Yeah.
Give us a little minute here for some technical. Oops. Forget this device.
So I was very close in picking we always, every time we go to a concert, we pick what the first song is going to be. And I thought it was going to be Long Train Running, but that was number 2. But
close.
EJ, our sister-in-law, and we were talking about what songs could be their number 1 song, and I did say "Take Me in Your Arms," and she said, "No, they're not going to play that." That's what they open with. Ha! Each.
Well, you were close. You were the closest.
Close.
All right, this is still not pairing, so.
Oh yeah, pause. Okay, good.
We are back.
Hey, magic of pause.
Okay, so the Captain and Me. Let me get to the album.
Captain and Me. That's an unfinished interstate, by the way. That's what that is.
Yeah.
And I think, no, never mind. I'm not going to say it.
All right, my number 4 of this song was "Without You." So let's listen to "Without You."
That's my number 3. Once I heard that part, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's in my top 4."
It's got it. Yeah, it's a good song. 1973. So that is my number 4. What was your number 4?
South City Midnight Lady.
I think that. It's an honorable mention for me.
Up all night I could not sleep. The whiskey that I drank was cheap. With shaking hands I waited and I lit up my last cigarette.
You could tell like which one's a Patrick Simmons song and which one's a Tom Johnston song. You
Yeah.
know, more not soft, but more like what's the word?
Pastoral.
Yeah, pastoral. It's a good word.
Yes, finger picking, acoustic.
Cool.
What was your number 3?
My number 3 was, I think Evil Woman.
Okay, I don't have that one.
Evil Woman. No, not that one. Not that one, I'm telling you.
All right, what was your number 2?
See, I like the beginning of this.
There's a song.
A lot of people got credit on this song.
That's cool. It sounds like a 60s.
Yeah. So I picked it. So that's my number 3.
Oh, you know what that is? That sounds like Blind Faith.
Oh, yeah. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, whatever. Sea of Sea of Joy.
Sea of Joy? Presence of the Lord? No. Yeah, maybe it is. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Long Train Running.
Yep. Me too. The last 2 are pretty obvious, but Long Train Running. A lot of AM radio, FM too. This is one of the songs that you posted from the concert.
Yeah.
Long Train Running.
I've seen somewhere where Tom Johnston kind of, I don't know if he takes credit for originating it, but he takes credit for his maybe popularizing this style of guitar playing, where he plays and he kind of like mutes the strings.
Right.
He'll like play it and then he'll kind of lift his fingers up a little bit where it's that
Just waiting. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
kind of like in what's that Jethro Tull, the train. What's the one? The train. I can't remember. But anyway, it's kind of a train sound.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
locomotive breath. That's the thing I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
By Jethro Tull. It has that. You know, I don't know what it's called. But you kind of lift your bar finger up a little bit
Right.
to
Mute.
kind of mute the strings. Yeah.
Muting. So, and then of course our number 1 is China Grove, which I posted, and I got more likes than you did, I believe. On Train Running
Yeah.
didn't get quite as many likes. So I'm
Still
more popular
pretty
for some
much.
reason. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
So my looks,
Probably.
yeah.
I think so. Your breath.
You know, you guys can comment on that, on my looks, good or bad. Better be good. China Grove.
This is probably the very first Doobie Brothers song I ever heard. Because I'll just get this in now. Like how I came to, I always talk about, how I come to like a group. And it's usually like I've heard it when I was a kid. And my dad had the Best of the Doobies album, which is from '76. And it has like, if you've seen it, it's got like a little jukebox on the cover. And China Grove is the very first song on side 1.
Yeah.
So that's probably the very first Doobie Brothers song I ever heard. Because I was just, you know, you're 8 years old or whatever, you don't have too many choices of listening to albums, you know.
Right.
And so I was listening to his albums, and it's how I got into that in the first place.
Yeah, I'm sure mine was just AM radio or whatever. You know, there's just none of my family siblings had any of their albums that I knew of. Yeah. You know, they had their own plane,
No, I didn't know
the
that.
Doobie Liner, it was called. So they had their own little private plane. So not just Zeppelin. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're gonna mention that.
I am going to mention that. It's no
Um,
Starship.
Yeah, it's no Starship. What else? Yeah, how'd they come up with the name Doobie Brothers? Some outside guy just said, "You guys smoke so much. Why don't you call yourself the Doobie Brothers?"
Is that what happened?
And they did it. They took it.
Yeah.
And it stuck. Yeah, that's
I
how.
wonder
it
if they regretted that name.
I don't
Only,
think so.
only because it's not got like the coolest name, is it?
No.
No. You know, I mean now it's just.
Well, they don't
it's
care. They're
part
all
of-
80 years old. They probably don't care anymore.
They're just part of the culture now, so it doesn't sound lame or it doesn't sound weird or anything like that. But I'm sure when they first came up with it, and then they started to get popular, I'm sure they were like, should have chosen a different name.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? People associate with the Doobie Brothers, you know. I think it's a great story. My wife and your wife, back when your wife was very young, they went to a Doobie Brothers. I don't know if
think
they went
she
to a
was-
Doobie Brothers concert or it just happened to.
It was on Navy Pier,
Yeah, it was like
Chicago Fest.
Chicago Fest.
It's like 80. I looked it up on Setlist FM or whatever that's called. It was the Doobie Brothers farewell tour and it was 1982. And that was, I think, the last Chicago Fest that they had before it changed to like Taste of Chicago. So my wife would have been 11, I guess. So not super young, but still young, you know.
Yeah, they left her. My wife and the other siblings left Mickey there to where did they go? To get drinks or something?
Yeah, something like that, or maybe hit on some boys, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So Mickey's sitting there amongst this, aura of pot. Just kind of, she's probably getting high at the age of 11. It's probably the first time she probably got indirectly high from that. But why they left her?
And they said to the people the strangers that were sitting next to them, can you keep your eye on my sister for a little while?
Yeah. Can you take that doobie out of your mouth?
And they're like passing the joint like back and forth over her. Isn't that awesome?
That's hilarious. They should try. We should have done a remake of that when we were at the concert. I didn't really think about
that.
It
would have been funny
until afterwards. Okay. Well, do you want to? Do your album first?
Shirley.
I'll call you Shirley.
I will call you Shirley.
All right.
All right. I have the album called "Taking It to the Streets."
Yes.
Which came out on March 19th, 1976. Reached platinum status in 1978. And reached number 8 on the Billboard Top 200. So the reason I picked this album is because, like I said before, I'm a huge fan of Michael McDonald, and this is the first album that he was on. So kind of the story, I will try not to sound like I'm reading this, but I am reading it.
Yeah, just
read
it. Sweet.
By late 1974, touring was beginning to take a toll on the band, especially leader Tom Johnston. Things became worse during the tour in support of Stampede in 1975 when he was diagnosed with stomach ulcers. So his condition worsened and several shows were canceled. With Johnston forced to reduce his involvement with the band, the other members considered breaking up. But while in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, member Jeff Baxter, Skunk Baxter, suggested calling up a friend and fellow Steely Dan graduate Michael McDonald, who at the time was between gigs and living in a garage apartment. So both Jeff Baxter, Skunk Baxter, and Michael McDonald were, I don't think Michael McDonald was officially a member of the band, but he sang on a lot of their songs, especially on the Katy Lied album. You can hear him all over the place on that album. And Jeff Baxter was the lead guitarist of the group.
Steely Dan, by the way.
Oh, Steely Dan. And so Baxter called McDonald and said McDonald was reluctant at first, feeling it was not what they wanted. According to McDonald, they were looking for someone who could play Hammond B3 organ and a lot of keyboards, and I was just a songwriter, piano hacker. But more than anything, I think they were looking for a singer to fill Tommy's shoes. He agreed to join them and met them in New Orleans, and they moved into a warehouse to rehearse for the next 2 days. Expecting to be dispensed when the tour was completed, McDonald was surprised when the band invited him into the studio to work on their next album, which became the Taking It to the Streets album. When they started recording the 76 album with Johnston on the sidelines, the band was unsure how to proceed. They doubted being able to make an album without Johnston. This quote, McDonald says, "I knew the record company was panicked about any change in the band. They were leery about getting a new guy, but I was thrilled to have the gig, but I was not expecting all that much." With encouragement from their producer, Ted Templeman, the band began pouring over the songs that they had available, but they knew that they needed more, so McDonald brought in his demos, and Templeman told them, according to Patrick Simmons, "You've got a real diamond in the rough here that you can make into something if you want." They decided to record Michael McDonald's songs, knowing that it would take them in a completely different direction. While Johnston was absent for most of the sessions, he did contribute one song called Turn It Loose, as well as backup vocals with duet vocals with Simmons on Wheels of Fortune. Johnston said, I had not quit the band. I just wasn't physically able to do it. I needed to get off the road and get away from the whole scene for a while. One of the songs on the album, called For Someone Special, was written by bassist Tyrone Porter for Johnston, and Porter also sang the lead on that song. So let's see here. That's the background of McDonald coming into the band. And then on the next album, which was Living on the Fault Line, Johnston was still in the band. And he brought in 5 songs, but they didn't pick any of them. And he's included in the photo in the album.
The credits too.
And the credits, but doesn't play or sing on anything in the album. And then he just, after that, he just kind of left.
I wonder if that was their golden parachute to him. Like, I mean, you know, we didn't really pick any of your songs. You didn't really play. But you know what? If you go quietly, we're going in a different direction.
Yeah.
We're going to credit you even though you didn't pull, you know.
Right.
You know, I wonder if that was kind of his severance package.
Or maybe they just didn't want the fans to think that it was a completely different band.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good question. I know that Templeman has a pretty strong influence and pretty strong personality, and because he also produced Van Halen. And from what I've read, Templeman and Eddie Van Halen used to clash quite a bit. And Templeman was more of a David Lee Roth kind of fan or supporter than Eddie Van Halen. And, you know, he just, as a producer, I guess he carries a lot of weight, you know. So I don't know, maybe that had something to do with it too.
Can you imagine? You're sitting in your garage. I mean, I don't know. He was with Steely Dan, so he has a lot of, you know, Michael McDonald has a lot of street cred being with them on the album in 75, the Katie Lied. But, you know, you hear it from Michael McDonald. I'm in my garage. I'm sitting around. I get a call from Skunk Baxter. We need you now. We're in Los Angeles or New Orleans. Or wherever it was, Louisiana, LSU, wherever it was. We're on a major tour. You need to sing like now. Like,
right. We have 2 days.
Can you imagine? I'd be soiling myself. You know, I mean, it's like, I mean, just come. I mean, not just. I mean, you got to get out there. You know, I don't know how much money he had at the time. He's got to get his butt out there. I mean, maybe they had a one-way ticket for him to come out there. You've got to practice with him. He's got to learn all the songs, right from, you know, the first album all the way to Stampede. I mean, what is it, like 20 songs? I mean,
probably.
You know,
yeah.
And I heard it went without a hitch. I mean, you know, he just kind of blended right in. But it, you know, taking it to the streets to me is kind of a bridge between Tom Johnston's music beforehand, and then by the time Minute by Minute comes, it's completely a McDonald.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, it's almost like McDonald and the Doobie Brothers are in the background as session players because the sound is so much different. At least taken to the streets, you still got rockabilly there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I hear you. Minute by Minute and what's the last album called?
One Step Closer.
One Step Closer. I mean, those are definitely kind of like soft rock.
Yeah.
Kind of. And that's not I love soft rock, so I'm not criticizing it, but it's just a completely different sound. Yeah. Yes. Whereas Taking It to the Streets album is a mixture. Like if you listen to a lot of the deep tracks, it doesn't really sound all that much different from the previous Doobie Brothers songs.
Right.
You know.
Right. So it's a nice little
it is a segue.
Yeah. If you know.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
let's see. So my number 4 song is where do I write that? Oh, is written, like I said, by Tyrone Porter for Tom Johnston, and Tyrone sings the lead vocals on this, and it's called For Someone Special.
Guess what my number 4 was? For Someone Special.
Oh, cool. Let's see.
Those are my top 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a good song. Oh, I can hear you typing. So
That's all right.
that's on
That's okay.
the. Okay.
Your dogs were barking earlier. Come
All
on.
right. Are you putting down my dogs? They love you.
They do love me.
A little too much.
I'm really good looking. Remember I talked about that earlier?
you're a
Even dogs
you're
love
a
me.
dog whisperer.
Well, I thought you'd be back on the track, but I
It's a nice mid-70s sound, you know.
Yeah. Listen, I love this. I had never heard this song before. I really didn't know this album when I picked it. I picked it without, I mean, of course I knew the song Taking It to the Streets and
Keeps you running.
one other song on here.
Keeps You
but-
Running.
Keeps You Running. But I picked it because I wanted to talk about how Mike McDonald came into the band. But I was impressed with the whole album. It's a really good album. And the other albums that I've listened to as well, lots of great deep tracks.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a common theme, I think, of a lot of these podcasts that we've been doing, is that some of these bands we're only really familiar with their hit songs, and then we delve into the albums, and then we, discover that their deep tracks are just as good.
Yeah. Do you think they're a singles band? Doobie Brothers? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I thought that, like, when we did Supertramp, which was, I think, the second podcast that we did, I felt the same way. Even on the Breakfast in America album, which has, like, 4 hit songs on it, the whole album, I was like, oh my God,
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
all
believe
good.
I've never heard any of these
I
songs
know.
before.
Yeah, they were all good. Okay,
All
that's
right,
number
so,
4.
That's 4. Number 3 is Wheels of Fortune.
Wheels of Fortune, the first song.
First song, and Tom Johnston sings co-lead vocals with Patrick Simmons on this song.
Kind of got a
It's got that.
China Grove.
Yeah, it does, it has that. That's that guitar solo that I was talking
Right. My number 3 was Losing End. I almost picked that song.
Now that I think I don't know. I wouldn't say it's an unsung part of them, but or no pun intended. But I think their harmonies are like a kind of the signature of the band, at least
Oh yeah.
pre Michael McDonald.
Oh yeah.
right?
Definitely.
With Johnston and Simmons and Porter all blending, really good sound.
Right. It's a great song. I picked Losing End, so I took Losing End over Wheels of Fortune. Let me see what that one was. Very Michael McDonald-ish.
Just tell them right away.
And I have to look at the credits. Although, yeah, that is him. I was like, wait a minute, is that somebody else? But I think when I picked this is when we get to the chorus. But anyway. Okay, cool.
Number 2, It Keeps You Running.
Yeah, that's my number 2 too.
A lot of McDonald's songs kind of have that I don't know what you call that.
Syncopation?
Is that what it's called? Syncopation.
Yeah. me guess. Hold on. Don't even hold on.
Oh, and I have something to say about.
It's got to be 8th Avenue Shuffle.
Yes, it is. I went.
Win the well.
Wild card. Couple things about. Well, it keeps you running. I wrote down. So. It was the 3rd single from this album, and it was also covered by Carly Simon the same year and released as the lead single from her album that same year.
But he wrote it, right?
He wrote it, yes. And this reached number 37 on the Hot 100. And then he co-wrote a song with Carly Simon too. I can't remember what it's called though right now off the top of my head. She had a hit with it.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't necessarily a hit with the Doobie Brothers, but
I can't remember.
So my number 1 is Taking It to the Streets. And real quick, and this reached number 13 on the Hot 100.
Yes.
There's that awesome Doobie Brothers documentary that came out about 3 years ago.
I couldn't find that.
Really? I'll have to look it up. I can't remember what it's called. I don't know if it's called like Long Train Running or something like that. But it's a self-produced documentary that they made. And it has interviews with everybody, all former and current members. And I think it was Patrick Simmons that was talking about how when they were gathering together to make this album, the Taking It to the Streets album, and they realized, like I said, that they didn't have enough songs. And Templeman asked McDonald, "Well, do you have any songs?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got some songs." So he comes in and he like starts playing Taking It to the Streets. And they all looked at each other and like, "Oh yeah, okay, we're gonna be all right," you know? Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
He's like such just a diamond in the rough. Like he doesn't even know how good he was.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, he's very modest. But yeah, so here's the song.
Younger
than the other
like
guys.
2 to 3 years younger.
Oh yeah.
And so he was probably 25 or something like that when he came into the band.
Yeah.
He's always sounded like he was about 60, you know, and he had that premature gray hair too, so he always looked a lot older. But he was actually very
Not
young.
in What's Happening.
No?
I don't think he had any
didn't?
gray in there.
Okay.
He looked young.
All right. He's probably using whatever that's called.
Grecian formula.
Or whatever Keith Hernandez and Clyde Frazier used.
Yeah, that's my number 1 too. It's just what a great song.
And the instrumentation is it's just so clever. There's like lots of little different like parts that you can hang on to, you know.
Yeah, I love the bass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's very tight.
Keith Knudsen, percussion, Tieran Port. He was the bass guitarist. The Memphis Horns coming up. The sexy sax.
It's a good sax solo.
Yeah.
A lot of sax solos. I'm not a big fan of the saxophone, but it's just tasteful.
Yeah, sometimes the sax can really be very dated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've mentioned that in previous podcasts. Awesome.
Yes.
Do you have any other little tidbits, stories?
I do not.
All right. A little quiet tonight. That's good. I don't know. I think that we're up to 60 subscribers. Do you know that?
62 now.
What?
Yes.
62.
Deanne
Deanne?
subscribed and Lauren subscribed.
Yeah, not everybody shows their name on their subscribers, at least the ones that I saw.
Oh.
Like you can hide your,
Oh, yeah?
I think. Because it's not 60 on the
don't see
list that
that.
I see on as
Oh.
the admin.
Okay. Yeah,
So the
there's
people that have
62 as of
hidden it,
today.
unhide it so we can see you, so we can say hello to you and say thank you.
So we can stalk you. Cyber stalk.
I'm a good stalker. I'm a good stalker.
He is a
Okay.
good stalker, believe me. Ladies.
Okay, well,
And some gentlemen.
more than you think. More than you think.
Get out.
All right. My album, and I'm going to look at my notes and read it verbatim as well, is Toulouse Street. It is the second studio album. It was released in July '72. It was the band's first album with bassist Tieran Porter, and also the first with drummer Michael Hasek to augment existing drummer John Hartman, putting in place their trademark twin drummer sound, which is really cool. Did you know that Toulouse Street is the name of a street in the French Quarter of Nolens? It's a great front, and then I guess the inside centerfold photos are taken at the former brothel
Ooh.
at Toulouse Street.
Yeah.
So I kind of was looking around there to see if there were any ladies in that
Ladies of the
picture.
night.
I didn't see it. They had singles from Toulouse Street. They had 2, actually 3. Listen to the Music was released in July of '72. And then Jesus Just All Right, although they didn't write that. That was actually an original gospel song by another group called the Reynolds Sisters or something like that. And then Rockin' Down the Highway. And that was released later after the album in November of '72. The album peaked at number 21 at the Billboard 200. Did get great reviews. Honestly, did not. I mean, AllMusic gave it 4 out of 5, but Christgau, of course, Robert, being the critic that he is, he took critic a little bit too hard, but he gave it a C. The Encyclopedia of Popular Music gave it 3 out of 5. The Great Rock Discography gave it 6 out of 10. Rolling Stone gave it a favorable review, which Rolling Stone's usually pretty harsh. And then the Rolling Stone Album Guide gave it 3 out of 5. So, average.
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually like the album. I mean, I didn't pick it as my favorite album. I just picked it as I do tend to go to the earlier albums just to kind of take a look at
What
it.
is your favorite album of theirs?
I think Taking It to the Streets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I listened to Toulouse Street a number of times. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
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 I mean, a good, from their first period. I thought I didn't really listen to their first album, but from second to Stampede, I listened to all those, and I thought they were all similar, and I liked all of them. There wasn't one where I go, this one's not so good.
Right,
I liked
like
all
you
of
just
them.
blow it off.
Yeah.
Right. Well, like I said, we didn't probably look. I mean, I did listen to all the albums, even the ones in the 80s and 90s and 2000s, early 2000s, and they were okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that is. Is it just a product of just getting older and maybe we're
Running out
why
of ideas.
they run out of ideas? Is that what it is? Or is it just,
I've often wondered that.
how
do you only have a certain amount of songs in you? I don't know. I think about that a lot, because how can you be so prolific and then all of a sudden not be?
right. Right.
I don't know how that happens.
Yeah, just curious. Okay, so actually Tom Johnston wrote most of the songs on this album. So I'm going to give my number 4 is White Sun. So let me get to White Sun. Cue White Sun.
My number 4 was Toulouse Street.
Now, I would have thought that this was Patrick Simon or Simmons'
Hills
song.
are rolling,
doesn't
Johnston.
sound like his style. Yeah.
No, it sounds more like Simmons style, but this is Tom
That's what I
Johnston.
mean. Yeah, it sounds like
He's the
Simmons
sole
style.
songwriter on this too.
That picky.
Yeah.
Well, the white sun has shone, and I slip away down by the water.
That was a good song. I consider this one. Yeah.
And I slip away down by the sea.
Yeah, nice harmony.
Take love and give.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's got to be
Nice.
I hope they. I think their tour is probably done now, or just about to be.
Yeah.
I hope they come around again.
Oh, it's not. It's not there.
Because they were really good, really good. Sounded great, put on a good show. It's a fun concert, you know, because you know all the words to all their hit songs.
Right.
It's like a fun-loving crowd that goes to their show.
3 generations are
Yeah.
probably seeing it. You know.
So I hope they come around again, and if they do, you should see them because they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, and they're still very tight. You know. And, you know, even with them aging the way they are, they still sound good. They were still playing. The guitars were awesome. I mean, just the musical instruments were. The instrumentation was great, and the voices were fantastic. So hats off to the boys.
Yeah, and they really seem like they're enjoying themselves. Didn't
Yeah.
they seem that way?
Yeah, it did.
And they seem like they enjoy each other, like you had mentioned. That's not just like a kind of like a business thing. It's like, well, we can make a lot of money if we do this. They actually seem like they were having a really good time and playing and interacting with each other on stage. You know.
Well, it's their first tour and all together in quite a long time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, but it did work. It definitely did work. Okay, my next song, my number 3, is Jesus is Just All Right.
My number 3 is Rockin' Down the Highway. I think this, to me, and my wife Nikki, this was like our favorite part of the concert is when they played this Jesus Just All Right.
Yeah.
Just awesome.
This
It was
song,
like a jam.
it was.
Yeah.
They kept going. This peaked at number 35 in the Billboard Hot 100 in February of 73. So a good year after this. It was, as I mentioned before, it was first recorded by a gospel group called the Art Reynolds Singers, not Sisters, Singers, on their 1966 album, Tellin' It Like It Is. The band first became aware of this song actually from the Byrds, because the Byrds actually sang a rendition of this song on the Ballad of Easy Rider, which, by the way, you got to see the movie Easy Rider. If anybody has not seen the movie Easy Rider, it's fantastic.
It's in my top 5.
But the one thing that's different about what the Doobies did on Jesus Just All Right is that they added the bridge part. Jesus!
Yeah. Yeah. It makes it a lot longer.
Friend. It makes it a lot longer, but it's
Yeah.
a good
Right.
bridge.
It is.
You know?
Like the Birds version is like what, 2.5
2.5
or
minutes,
something.
yeah.
That's who I heard the Doobies one first, and then as I was in college and stuff, I started to get into the Birds, and that's how I became aware of that they had. And I originally thought that the Birds had written it until I learned later that it was the other gospel group that did it. But yeah.
Yeah, no,
Great
I heard it from the Doobies. I didn't even know that the Byrds did do this song. Even, I mean, when I watch the movie, I'm watching the movie. I'm not necessarily, I'm paying attention to the music too, but I don't know who's doing it. So this is the part that they did that's different from the other original songs and covers. I just love this.
Right, because it really adds a gospel
It's very,
part to
and it's very ironic. Mike McDonald is not in this band doing it.
it. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I can see.
Right.
I think they said Tieran Porter added this.
Oh yeah.
So that's my number 3. You probably know my final two are. Maybe not.
I probably do.
Number
I
two?
would say your number 2 is Rockin' Down the Highway.
Yes. I have no notes on Rockin' Down the Highway. Other than it's one of the singles. Tom wrote this. 3 saxophones on this song. 2 drums and a partridge in a pear tree. Great song. Like I said, they were a singles band, no doubt about it.
I mean, they were in the era of. I'm sure that their album sides probably got played on the FM radio, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they were an AM, like any rock group in the 70s and 60s. If you wanted a hit song, it had to be a hit on AM radio.
Right.
That was the format. So you were competing against all these other strange kind of groups and singers and all from all different genres. You know?
Oh yeah, because if you look at the Billboard, it's like, really, those songs were number one.
Right.
I mean, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, there's like from the whole genre. I mean, you could have like Dionne Warwick to Led Zeppelin to the Stones to somebody you've never heard of. All in the top 10 at the same time. It's a little weird. I mean, in thinking about it in retrospect, because I remember when I was like in high school and junior high, like in the 80s, is that I used to listen to WLS FM in the morning because Larry Lujack and Stephen Gary and stuff, but it was that station though was a top 40 station, so you would every single morning Larry Lujack I would hear the same songs every day.
Yeah.
But they're all of the same genre though. You know what I mean? And if you listen to like B96 in the 80s and in the 90s or whatever, it's all the same type of music. It's all dance music, whatever the style of the music of the day was. If it was R&B or later like hip hop or whatever. You didn't have like this person from this type of music, a country type like Vicki Lawrence or somebody, and Ted Nugent and Nazareth and whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I know.
It was like a mishmash.
Right. So my number 1 is Listen to the Music. Of course. The first single, first song on side 1 of the album. Is their A-side. And like I said, it peaked at number 11 on Billboard Hot 100 November 72. Have an honorable mention.
What the people need is a way to make them smile. It ain't so hard to do if you know how.
It wasn't Toulouse.
Gotta get a message.
That was Disciple.
Get it all through. Know that mama's gonna be happy while.
Yeah, they did sound very joyous singing this song. I mean the whole concert, but in particular this song, they were definitely into. And they probably play it a billion times, so I can see after a while. It's like, okay, listen to the music, what I mean? But I mean, most of the artists that have their songs played a billion times, and when you see them in concert playing it, and you see them being very professional and enjoying it, and making sure that their audience knows that they love it. I mean, it's great. It's great. But
Yeah.
you just wonder how many times it's like okay, I do this again.
Yeah. Well, this documentary that I'm referring to, I wish my phone is recording us, otherwise I'd look it up right now. But in this documentary, this song, their first album really didn't do anything. It didn't sell, not even, I think, in their base, like San Francisco area, it didn't even sell there, right? They're still playing, their first album was out, they're still playing bars and everything, and this song became a hit song and just catapulted them.
Yeah.
And suddenly they were like national stars,
Right.
touring all over the country.
It's amazing. One song
Yeah.
does that, Yeah. So those are my top 4 on Toulouse Street. Great album.
Yeah, really, really good album. Yeah.
No stories really on it. They were inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2020 during COVID, so obviously they weren't in a theater with their peers. Unfortunately, they're all talking individually, accepting their awards like on a Zoom thing.
Yeah, that is a bummer.
Very much. But somebody asked if it would be cool and it would be cool if, like 2020, they could actually have one for them.
Yeah, that would be
Right?
That'd be awesome. Like for next year, if they combine the 2020 artists and with the 2026 or whatever, that would be cool.
It would be.
Yeah,
They should. I mean,
they should because they got chips.
They did. It's totally gypped. So, all right. Well, that is the
Okay.
Doobie Brothers. I hope you enjoyed the podcast as much as we did.
We did. We certainly did.
Now, I have to say something to the audience, the listener. Probably wondering why we haven't done Dylan yet, because we did say the last time we were going to do Bob Dylan.
That's true, we did say
And then we
that.
usurped Dylan, and we did the Doobie Brothers. Well, we're going to usurp Dylan again. Bob's okay with it. We talked to Bob. He said, all right,
Right.
I'll wait.
It's okay.
And the reason why he's going to be okay is because I have the next album, and it's a heavyweight, folks. It's a heavyweight. You're going to love them. Led Zeppelin.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Let's up rules.
We are going to talk a lot about Zeppelin, probably about 5 hours worth, right?
I think we could comfortably do 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
you're gonna have to get your seatbelts ready and fastened for this
We'll
one.
bring out every album.
He's got 6 copies of each, I believe.
I do.
He's got to bring it out in a cart. He's like backing it in. So we hope you will enjoy that podcast, which will be coming down the pike soon. So thank you again for listening and being a faithful subscriber. And
All 62 of you, thank you
Yeah.
very much. We've gained a lot of subscribers in the last few weeks. So
we did. So keep an eye out as we keep our podcast moving. So until then, rock on.
rock on.